Cancer is a continuously growing global health problem that poses major challenges, most especially in developing countries. Find out how this international distributor of innovative health products came up with a series of solutions to help increase a patient's chance to survive the odds. In 2020, the Philippines hit a record of 354,398 prevalent cancer cases within a 5-year period. But because of poor access to health care, especially for people living below the poverty line, the advances and breakthroughs in cancer remain unattainable to many.
Cancer refers to a group of diseases that's characterized actually by cell growth, abnormal cell growth and proliferation, inflammation, as well as angiogenesis or formation of new blood vessels. It always starts with mutation in the genome or the genetic makeup of a person inside the cell. Before PPARs, most of my patients, they were unable to finish the chemotherapy regimens because of the side effects and because of discomfort during the process of chemotherapy.
Maria's son Dominic was diagnosed with stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma when he was only 4 years old. While coping with the recovery of her other sick child, Maria found it hard to accept Dominic's condition.
It was actually very devastating kasi with Dominic, it was manifested mga 4 years old na siya eh. Unlike dun sa daughter ko na congenital talaga, baby pa lang. Yung mga bandang September, meron ng umbok-umbok dito sa leeg niya. Hindi ko talagang inisip na cancer kaagad siya until nag-nosebleed siya.
Dominic was prescribed chemotherapy, but his family insisted to rush to an integrative doctor to seek for alternative cure.
Medyo hesitant ako kasi as a mother, I know the side effects ng chemotherapy kasi. So what I did is that I rushed towards the integrative doctor of my daughter, who happened to be PPAR partner doctor of Simply Nature.
One of the hardest decisions to make for people living with cancer is choosing the kind of treatment that would work best. To help patients and their families deal with this growing health problem, one company commits to producing safe, credible, and natural health solutions by drawing on the latest bioscience technology to deliver a series of safe, efficient, and natural products. What is Simply Nature and what does it do?
Simply Nature is a company we created and founded about 10 years ago. Our mission is to find effective health solutions for people. So we provide natural products that work in combination with conventional therapy and medicine.
As an international company that provides natural solutions for cancer, metabolic syndrome, and degenerative diseases, the management upholds a health philosophy that centers on whole food nutrition as the frontier in health management.
When we talk about choosing treatment, especially in the area of cancer, patients are really afraid of chemotherapy because of its side effects, and they tend to then look towards natural products. But this is not either conventional or natural choice. At Simply Nature, patients can have the best of both worlds. Our protocols work with conventional chemotherapy to minimize its side effects so that they can get the best treatment using both conventional and natural together.
Cancer is like a virus. It continuously evolves, it mutates, so it can develop defenses against our usual treatment modalities like chemotherapy.
Like I said, chemotherapy and radiation therapy have a lot of side effects. So more often than not, patients stop their treatment because of these side effects. It's very important to have the support.
With the supplements that we give the patients, there will be lesser side effects, so they will be able to finish their chemotherapy protocols more comfortably.
This company introduced PPARs, which is touted as one of the best natural ways of solving serious health problems.
PPARs stands for peroxisome proliferator activating receptors. It's basically a nuclear receptor found inside the cells. Now, when these receptors are activated, the benefit that you can get from that is, number one, cellular differentiation. Number two, it's to promote fatty acid metabolism. If you have better insulin function, your blood sugar will naturally go down. And another one is to induce cancer cell death by modulating the immune system.
As a sole distributor of PPARs, the company promotes its use to many reputable health institutions worldwide and actively organizes corporate health conferences and public health talks in Asia.
Simply Nature PPARs is made out of a special strain of these types of microalgae. It is very effective by protecting the bone marrow. We maintain the integrity of the immune system of the patient, which is very important to prevent infections and to fight off the cancer itself. And also, Simply Nature PPARs is also very dense in nutrients so that the patient can recover faster because of better cellular healing.
Sabi ko parang na-lead kami to an extraordinary and I must say amazing journey. I'm very proud of him. At a young age, na 8 years old, he believed that it's his purpose to siguro encourage other people then. We would like to really pay it forward with the knowledge that there's really, like Simply Nature, that can help people with cancer very much.
When fighting cancer, living healthy is very important because it allows us to pursue what is important to us in life, and that's what it's all about. When we can help a patient move from being bedridden to getting up, to be lucid in thought so that they can have conversations with their loved ones, it gives the whole process of fighting cancer a whole new meaning. And that is what drives us at Simply Nature.
Talagang sobrang sakit. Sumusuka na ako. Tapos sa work ko rin, hindi ko na kaya talagang mag-isip. Dumating ako sa point na nawala na din daw ako ng malay. Then, nakilala ko si Sir Shyan. Meron silang ganung product. Effect sa akin ng supplement na to is malakas ako. Kahit nagkikimo ako, nag-radiation ako. Hindi ko naranasan yung mga naranasan ng other patient na nagsusuka, nanghihina, walang ganang kumain. My name is Saida C. Gomez, 48 years old. I live in Quezon City. Currently work is a property manager. Diagnosed sa akin is breast cancer no year 2019. After 2.5 years, is recurrent na siya for stage 4. Affected na yung brain, then lungs and liver. Kumalat na siya. Yung symptoms na naramdaman ko is talagang sobrang sakit ng ulo ko. Gumising ako, parang sumusuka na ako. Tapos yung umiiba-iba yung way ng walk ko. Talagang as in, vomit dito, vomit dun. Tapos sa work ko rin, talagang hindi ko na kaya talagang mag-isip. Parang lagi akong masakit talaga ang ulo. Na dumating ako sa point na nawala na din daw ako ng malay. Sabi ng mga kasama ko doon. Inaakay na nila ako. Then, yung pinakamatindi is yung dito na sa bahay na talagang inaano ko nung husband ko na ginigising ako pero talagang ayaw kong gumising. Kaya dinala na niya ako ng ER. Tapos doon na sila nag-test. Nagising na nga lang ako, nasa room na. Parang minuto na nga lang, wala na ako. Kasi talagang yung namamagana, swollen na yung brain ko. Nang ma-diagnose ako ng 2019 na I have a tumor, bukol, hindi ako nagpa-chemo. Basta it's natural, concentrate ako sa natural. Then, after ng 3 months, sabi nila, is kailangan ko na daw ipatanggal. So, hindi na siya babalik. So, pumunta ako ng hospital, natanggal naman siya, then, still, natural pa rin na product na aking tinitake. Pero, bumalik siya. Stage 4 na. Kasi nga affected na yung brain ko, lungs, liver. Actually, may ano na siya, sign na para sa bone. Yun yung mga nakita sa CT scan ko. Then, nakilala ko si Sir Shyan na meron silang ganung product, PPARs, na powder and tablets. Yun yung trinay ko habang nag-start na ako ng radiation ng 18. May, nag-chemo na ako. Natapos ko yung radiation ko for 10 session. So, okay yung effect. Nakayanan ko siya. May, nag-start na rin ako ng chemo para dun sa lungs and liver ko. And yung abdominal, kasama na rin siya. Every 21 days, 3 days yung aking chemo. With the help talaga nung Simple Nature, hindi ko naranasan yung nakikita ko sa mga kasabayan kong nagkikimo na nagsusuka, sumasakit, giniginaw, may mga ganun, tapos parang hindi talaga sila makakain. Minsan nga, hindi nila natatapos yung treatment nila. Pero ako, natatapos ko siya, is 3 days pa, na ang recommended sa akin is dapat naka-admit ako ng 3 days. Since tight lang din ako sa budget, is nag-decide na lang ako mag-uwian. Kasi strong ako, kaya ko. The following month ulit, nakaya ko siya ng hanggang 5 cycle. Di ako nagsusuka, nagugas ng plato, may konti akong pinagkakabalhang tindahan. So, nagagawa ko. When I was diagnosed stage 4 cancer, I cried, of course. Hindi mo naman maiiwasan yun. Pero I never felt na hindi ko kakayanin. Parang kailangan ko lakasan ng loob ko para sa family ko, lalo na sa mga bata, sa mga anak ko, maliliit pa sila. Yung husband ko, naiyak siya, syempre. Pero nung makita niya akong lalaban ako, parang nadagdagan yung fighting spirit niya na talagang lalabanan natin to, mami, sabi niya gano'n. Narinig ko nga sinabi ng doktor na less than a year ako, pero hindi ako kinabahan. Tinitake ko is P-Pars powder, 2 scoop, nilalagay ko siya sa ilalim ng dila para ako matulog. Then 15 tablets every morning, empty stomach. Then sa afternoon din, 15 din ulit. Bumibili rin ako ng cleansing para panglinis. During chemo, radiation, ginagamit ko siya. Effect sa akin ng product, ng supplement na to is malakas ako. Kahit nagki-chemo ako, nagre-radiation ako, hindi ako nanghihina. Kaya kong bumalik sa normal na kilos ko after ng chemotherapy ko. Happy ako sa mga result kasi after 3 months, pinag-CT scan na nga nila ako at saka MRI. Good yung development. Nabawasan lahat yung mga measurement. Siguro yun yung effect talaga ng supplement na tinitake ko. This month is naka-evaluation. PET scan na po ako. Happy ako dun sa result ng CT scan at saka MRI. Kasi nga, yung sa MRI ko, yung sa brain is from 1.09 naging 0.08 na lang siya yung measurement niya. Then yung sa lungs ko, which is yung chest scan ko, is 9.05 naging 4.05 na lang. I will recommend Simple Nature to the other cancer patient kasi it's very effective for me. Kahit nag-treatment ka at tinitake mo yun, hindi ko naranasan yung mga naranasan ng other patient na nagsusuka, nanghihina, then walang ganang kumain. Hi, I'm Saida Gomez. I have stage 4 breast cancer, metastasis for the brain, lungs, liver, abdominal, and bone. Thanks to Simple Nature, I'm okay now. And I trust Simple Nature.
Okay na? Hello today mga ka-Simple Nature! My name is Jen and you are watching another episode of Simple Nature webinar powered by SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group. Last week, Thursday, that's October 19, we discussed about, who can remember? Who among of you attended? Yes, that's right. We discussed about breast cancer, why the treatment didn't work. So for those of you who missed it, just replay on our YouTube channel, Simply Nature, and don't forget to subscribe while you're at it. Moving on tonight, October 26, I am delighted to see all of you here again, my breast friends, because we are going to continue discussing about breast cancer. Can I inherit it? This is a free webinar, so please tag and share with your family and friends. To provide valuable insights, as seasoned international speaker on a wide range of topics from personal success to healthcare, who is also the founding director of Simply Nature International, our people's expert from Singapore. You all know him. It's no other than Mr. Shyan Lim.
Hi, thank you, Jen, and I'm glad to be back. Last week, Jen, I wasn't able to join the program, but we had Dr. Jansen take it, and I'm back. I'm very glad to be back. Tonight we're going to talk about a very important topic: breast cancer, and not just breast cancer. If you have any family members in your genealogy tree, in your family tree that has cancer, can you inherit it? Short answer is you got to find out by watching the program. All right. Okay. Let's not forget, immediately after the program, there is our usual Ask Me Anything segment where you can ask us anything, not only breast cancer, any medical question that you may have or questions that you may have on the products of PPARS, Simply Nature PPARS, and how it works. So without further ado, I'll hand the time back to Jen, who will introduce our speaker for tonight. So I'll see all of you later at the AMA segment.
Yes, thank you, Sir Shyan. Now it's time to hear from another expert, Dr. Jansen graduated from St. Luke's Medical Center, College of Medicine in 2016. Then in 2019, he was conferred as a diplomate of not only the Philippine College, but also the International Board of Lifestyle Medicine. He is also the president of SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group, and a consultant at Alta Integrative Medicine and Wellness Complex at Perpetual Health Medical Center, Las Piñas. Let's all watch this.
Hello everyone, welcome again back to another episode of Simply Healed with Simply Nature, and today we have our regular and very popular Dr. Jansen with us.
Hello guys, glad to be here again.
Well, Doc, the last few health talks that you've been doing with us were so popular. We had more than 500 plus people register for the health talks, and after that, Doc, I heard that you had so many consultations that you had to do.
Yeah.
So today's topic is really great. What you need to do if you have a family history of breast cancer.
Yeah.
So Doc, I mean, in short, breast cancer is hereditary. You can inherit the breast cancer gene.
Yes, definitely.
What's the key then? If you have the breast cancer gene in your family, does that mean that you're doomed to have breast cancer?
Not really. It's not 100% because we already know that genes can be turned on and off depending on the environment in where you live. Okay, it depends on the lifestyle that you have. So the genes that are in particular that we are concerned of with hereditary breast cancer is BRCA1 and BRCA2. So when these genes mutate, there's a tendency for the person to develop breast cancer. Okay, so how do we turn the BRCA gene on and off?
Yeah, that's the exciting news. So the first thing is we can actually turn off the genes. Wow, that's amazing. I think for men, we want to turn off the balding gene. Right? But serious, no, the topic today is very serious. It is breast cancer. The good news that I love talking to Dr. Jansen, and our patients out there love talking to him because he always starts with what can be done. You know, and I remember Dr. Jansen's advice is do something about your fears today. And he shared that, Doc, if you have early stage breast cancer, it is very treatable.
Yeah, it's very treatable.
It's almost 100%.
Yeah, it's almost 100%.
And just in our upcoming or one of our health talks, I was talking about prostate cancer with Dr. Jimmy, our oncologist. He also said something like what you said, very encouraging. He said that if prostate cancer at stage 1 is 100% treatable. The success rate is 100% for the 5-year mark. Wow, wonderful. So again, back to breast cancer, it is completely treatable. So what are the things we need to know? How do you switch off your breast cancer gene, especially if it's in your family? How do you go about checking whether you have the breast cancer gene? Just if your mom died of breast cancer, is that enough for you to say, oh, I have the breast cancer gene? Or do you need to have aunts and more than one woman in the family tree having this?
Okay, definitely there should be someone in your family who has breast cancer diagnosed, okay? So if there are just one of your immediate family members, so if your mom has breast cancer or if your grandmother has breast cancer, then you definitely have to get checked if you have the mutation.
Oh, you can check it?
Yeah, it's just a simple blood draw.
Is it expensive to check it?
Probably is.
Okay.
Probably is.
All right.
Okay, so the other criteria is if you have ovarian cancer or someone in your family has ovarian cancer, then that is also a criteria for you to get checked. And then if a man in your family developed breast cancer, okay, I repeat that. Males can have breast cancer because males have breast tissue. It's just not that big.
All right.
Of course, we are males, okay? But it can develop on rare occasions. But if it does, then your suspicion for a genetic mutation is definitely much higher. So you have to get checked. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get checked, and then once you are positive that you have that breast cancer gene, what are the immediate things you need to change in your life?
Hello mga ka-Simple Nature! Please follow our social media accounts, our Facebook page, Simple Nature International, our IG account, Simple Nature Inc., and of course, our YouTube channel, Simply Nature. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for more updates.
Or how do these genes get switched on? Maybe that could be another way of looking at it.
Okay, so how do these genes get switched on? It's basically the oxidative stress and the chronic chronic low-grade inflammation that you have that gets accumulated throughout the years. Okay, so this, of course, in your family, there is some point in time where a person in your family with no family history of, with no ancestors who develop breast cancer, just developed one. Okay, so that is the point in time where the genes mutated, and then she was able to pass it on to her descendants. Usually, that person, some risk factors of that person is, of course, physical inactivity. If that person has a high intake of animal protein.
Yeah.
Another one is the occupation. Okay, if the person is exposed to some chemicals, if the person is exposed to radiation, if the person is exposed to some dust particles or specific, for example, mining. In mining, you get exposed to a lot of carcinogens. Okay. Another one is basically the diet, yeah. So in this day and age, the Western diet actually increases your risk for getting obese. Okay, for increasing your weight. Obesity is a risk factor for breast cancer later on in your life.
Obesity is a risk for breast cancer.
So you have to manage your weight, and in order to do that, there is a proper way of managing your weight, and there is an improper way.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I'll teach you the proper way, but later. But first, what are the improper ways of managing your weight? Number 1, cocaine. When you take cocaine, you will
so don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Okay, that is an unhealthy way of
managing
losing weight. And of course, it's illegal.
Yeah.
Smoking can as well induce weight loss. Another one is the ketogenic diet. A lot
Oh,
of
ketogenic diet. That's the rave. Everybody
Yeah,
wants
everyone.
to do it.
Okay.
In fact, even ice cream now, it puts that keto ice
Keto
cream.
ice cream.
It's like making keto sound like the best way to lose weight quickly.
I saw one in the mall
Ah.
a few days back. You know, for the keto diet, I'll be straight. I'll give it to you straight. The keto diet will get you. You will lose weight temporarily. The keto diet is very effective for you to lose weight, but the trade-off is you will increase your risk for getting cancer later on. If
Oh.
not cancer, you'll die of heart attack or stroke.
Okay, I think this bears is important to repeat. So, for one, the keto diet is effective. You will lose weight,
Yeah.
but there's a price to be paid.
Yeah,
You increase your chances of getting cancer later on.
yeah.
So many people won't make the connection because they might get the cancer years later,
Years
and
later,
think
yeah.
that it's something else that caused their cancer.
Yeah, might be.
But actually, the keto was a contributor
Yeah.
to increasing risk of developing cancer.
Yeah, and you know, I also said this a few webinars back.
Mm.
The keto diet can actually promote cancer growth, and
Wow.
it actually promotes metastasis.
Wow, that's
of
the
cancer.
horrible.
Yeah, if you're already diagnosed with cancer,
Don't do keto.
don't do keto. That will make your situation worse.
In fact, keto was meant to be a medical kind of dietary program, right?
Yeah.
Actually, it's meant for people with epilepsy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is specific for those subgroup.
Yeah, so if you're not epileptic, don't think of it as a shortcut to don't do
Yeah.
it. Don't do it. Actually, my mom and my sister loved keto because it gave them the excuse to eat fat and meat. So
You know, yeah, that is what people want to hear.
it's what you want to hear,
Yes,
right?
you
So
wanna hear,
okay.
but that's not necessarily
Good
the
for
right
you.
thing to
Oh.
do, okay, or the proper way to do it.
But
Yeah.
having a low carb diet is a good approach to eating.
Yeah, having a low carb diet is good, but you
Because
have
low
to,
sugar,
Yeah,
right?
low
Yeah.
sugar, but you have to choose your carbohydrates well.
Mm.
Eat the complex carbohydrates, but not the simple carbohydrates. Now we're going to get into that. Now the proper way to do.
This is for switching on or proper way
Yeah.
to manage
To
your
manage the
weight,
weight,
because
yeah.
obesity is a factor of switching on
Yeah.
your breast cancer gene. So this
Yeah.
this is the way to keep it off.
Yeah,
Right?
and of course, just to insert,
Mm.
obesity is also hereditary.
Ooh,
Yeah, so
so
there's
you can
some-
blame your grandma for being fat.
Yeah, you can actually
Okay.
blame your ancestors for being fat.
Okay.
Yeah.
But take
Um,
responsibility for your diet.
Yeah,
choice,
but
huh?
of course, you can't really blame other people because it's already there. You have to
you have to manage
take
it.
responsibility. You have to take charge of your life. It's your life, right?
Yes, it's your life.
Okay, so with obesity, yeah, obesity is hereditary. But if you do with epigenetics, you may be able to terminate or turn off your obesity genes or your
Wow,
breast
good
cancer
news.
genes
Good
at
news.
this point in time, and not pass it on to the next generation.
Oh, you mean if you don't activate it, you can eliminate it from your gene
you
pool?
can. Yeah, you can.
Wow, so you could be the savior of your future generations.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay, so how
wonderful.
do you do it?
How do you do it?
So we have a few aspects. No, number one is. Hi guys. Before we continue, I would just like to remind everyone, if you have any questions, just comment them down below, and we're going to answer them later in the live Q&A. Diet. Number 2 is physical activity.
Mm.
Number 3 is sleep. And number 4 is stress management. Okay, so we're going to go first on nutrition. So for nutrition, the ideal diet to get the lowest risk of developing cancer later on is a whole food plant-based diet.
Whole food
Okay.
plant-based. Alright.
A whole food plant-based diet. Why? Because a whole food plant-based diet is as necessary. It's as natural as it gets. Okay, it's the food created by God for us to eat. It's not synthetic. It's
Yeah.
all natural. It is the food. It is how we evolved. We
How our
evolved-
body was
yeah.
structured.
Yeah, we evolved to eat these foods. Okay, so these foods will definitely nourish us with the amount of antioxidants, the phytonutrients that it contains, the vitamins, the minerals, and everything.
Makes sense.
Okay?
Makes sense.
But you have, for you to be able to do a whole food plant-based diet, there are 4 food groups that you have to eat always. So fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains. Okay, you cannot miss those 4 foods every
Four
meal.
categories. All
Okay, and then you just have to supplement vitamin B12, which is for another topic.
Okay, another topic.
Because that is a long story. Okay, but you have to supplement with vitamin B12. Okay, so the next one is physical activity. So you have to move around. Our bodies are made to move. If we tend to be more inactive, then we tend to put on more weight. Okay, and those weight tend to accumulate here. Okay, that is abdominal obesity. So with abdominal obesity, even if you have a normal BMI, even if you have the ideal weight, but if you are really fat over here in the midsection, then your risk also increases. Okay, so
I heard, Doc, that if you move properly, you also facilitate your lymphatic systems, which is your immune system, right, to move around.
Yeah.
That's why they say doing a trampoline is
it's good.
It's good.
And for that matter, whatever physical activity that you can do,
So walk.
just move.
Just move.
Just move.
Just move, everybody.
Okay, so
Just move.
how much exercise do you need to do every day? 30 minutes.
Okay, but is that 30 minutes like in the gym or just 30 minutes walking, strolling, or like for example, right, instead of taking a tricycle ride to the MRT stop, you walk 15 minutes one way, walk 15 minutes back.
Okay.
Yeah. What kind of 30 minutes of activity?
Okay, so for it to be significant enough, the physical activity has to be moderate in intensity. So meaning you can still converse, but you cannot sing while doing the activity for at least 10 minutes for 10-minute bouts.
So you shouldn't walk 5 minutes. You should walk 10 minutes.
Brisk walk for 10 minutes.
And the walking should allow you to talk, but you can't sing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that fast. Brisk walking is a form of a moderate intensity physical activity.
Brisk walk.
So the brisk walk that you do when your plane is about to leave you.
Okay. When you're rushing for the airport, all right.
Okay, so that fast, all right.
Okay.
So another one is sleep.
That's not difficult.
It's not.
No, it's not like you have to go to the gym and suffer
no,
and
no.
and push.
No.
All right. We can all do that.
Yeah.
We can all do that.
For those of you who are watching right now who are commuting, please don't think that your commute is a burden to you. It's actually a blessing.
Wow.
Your commute actually gives your body the opportunity to move.
Yeah. So walking to the MRT station is a blessing.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
All right.
So
But standing in queue is not.
yeah. But you know, we have Netflix right now. You just watch your phone, watch Netflix on your phone while waiting.
Yeah.
for
I move your arm while you're watching Netflix. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So next thing is sleep.
Okay.
We have to sleep 7 to 8 hours every day, every night. Okay. It cannot be shorter, it cannot be longer. So 7 to 8 hours is the ideal. But of course, the amount of sleep that we need depends on age. If we are younger, we tend to need more sleep. So kids, teens need to have more sleep. But for adults in general, it's 7 to 8 hours. Now, sleep is very important because sleep is when our body regenerates or takes away all of the free radicals inside our body. It allows our body to relax. Okay, so that is very important. And the hormone that stimulates sleep, which is melatonin, melatonin is also an antioxidant,
Wow.
which protects you from the free radicals that can damage your DNA.
So is another way to put it, sleep is like the time where your body maintains your DNA.
Yeah.
So it stops your genes from developing that breast cancer mutation.
Yeah, it's also when our whole body regenerates. Try to repair the DNA.
Doc, I have a very important question. This is very important because in Philippines we have a lot of call center agents. So is sleep simply the number of hours, right? Like 8 hours. So if I work at night but I sleep 8 hours during a day, I mean I draw the curtains down, it's dark. So it's the same. I don't have sunlight. Does that actually work or yeah, it doesn't seem to work because I notice call center agents, even if they get enough sleep during the day, they have poor health.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's independent of, it's not really the number of hours, it has to be at night.
At night. The exact mechanism hasn't been explained. You know, how this kind of lifestyle actually increases your risk of developing breast cancer. But the
But it's
idea
true, right?
is-
The
but
numbers
yeah,
show
it's
that
true.
you
Yeah.
if you work at night and sleep during the day,
Yeah.
you have a higher chance of
Higher chance because of there are a lot of factors involved here. The cortisol, your melatonin, the body clock itself, and your behavior, the foods that you tend to select.
because you work at night.
Yeah, because you work at night, appetite is different. Usually, those who works at night, their cortisol is higher than normal, and usually, cortisol is a stress hormone. Okay, so if your cortisol is high, your body is on a state of stress.
More mutation.
Then if your body is under stress, more free radicals are going to be released. There is a limit with the antioxidant capacity of your body, so it's just there will come a time that the amount of free radicals will surpass the amount of antioxidants in your body. And if you are not eating properly, if you are eating junk food, then you tip the balance more.
This makes a lot of sense because if you are a call center agent, the restaurants that are open at night to service you
Fast food.
is only the fast food.
And then the tendency is for you to select high fat foods.
Wow.
And increased fat intake actually increases your risk for developing cancer. Not just breast cancer, all other cancer later on, diabetes, heart disease, liver disease later on. Okay?
So to all the listeners out there who work in a call center or night shifts, you really need to take care to watch what you can do to offset this work hazard. It's a work hazard.
So so having said that, if you are working on a night shift, you have to be mindful of the food that you eat, your physical activity, and your stress levels. You have to move, you have to exercise, you have to be on a plant-based diet. No matter how difficult it is, you have to make that choice. Or else, all of your income, all of your savings will just go to you.
To pay your medical bills.
It will just go to the doctor at the hospital. So, what sense is you working, working at night
To earn more.
when
Yeah.
it's you who is paying the price.
Yeah.
Okay? Hi everyone! Thank you for joining us today. If you want to have a consultation with me, just comment down below and our team will get back to you to set an appointment with me. So, next is stress.
Stress.
Okay, so people who are under very high stress also have has an increased risk of developing cancer or other diseases later on because of the mechanisms that I have just said a few minutes ago. So it's basically the behavior. People who are stressed tend to select high foods which are high in fat. This is an evolutionary mechanism behavior. Okay, so during famine or when people are when our ancestors
Was stressed.
10,000 years ago were stressed. They don't have much food to eat, so they hunt and eat the
fats.
the high fat diets or the high fat meals. Okay, so it's rooted from that behavior. So now that you know, you have to you have to choose actively. Okay, you have to be mindful of your choices.
Wow, Doc, thank you. I think we have covered the main topic. What you need to do if you have a family history of breast cancer.
Yeah.
Number one, if there is a woman, even if it's a male in your family that has breast cancer, it means that it's in your family history.
Yeah.
So go and get tested, right?
It's very important.
Very
And then, for that matter, if, for example, you got tested and then your genetic testing was positive for BRCA1, BRCA2 mutation, there is what we call as prophylactic mastectomy and prophylactic removal
It means,
of the
cut it out
fallopian tubes and
before.
ovaries. Yeah.
Okay.
So it means that the procedure is to cut out both breasts before cancer manifests. Okay, so that is a valid procedure. It's a accepted medical procedure nowadays.
Angelina Jolie did that.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to remove your breast, then you got to keep your breast cancer genes switched off. And Dr. Jansen shared, you got to watch your diet. You got to move. Everybody got to move. watch your stress level.
Yeah.
Those who work in Philippines, we have few 100,000 people who work at night because of the call center.
So the call center industry.
For all of you out there who live the nightlife, all right, be extra careful. You have to move towards a plant-based diet, even though it's very difficult. You gotta move while you're working, because everything is working against you. Against you.
Right.
So you got to be even more health conscious than the normal people in the daytime industry. All
And
right?
then, this just came out of my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so some of you might be asking right now, isn't it that we need fats, right? Yeah, we need fats in our diet, yes, but there are bad fats and good fats.
Wow.
Okay, so bad fats are those fats that comes from animals, so your meat, your processed meat, okay, and then the oils, okay, the cooking oils. So whatever oil that is, you have to limit your intake. Okay, limit intake of fried foods. But where then do you get your fats?
The good fats.
The good fats. Okay, so number one, foods that are high in the good fats, nuts, seeds.
Avocado.
Yeah, avocado is,
Yes.
and algae.
Algae. Wow, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Algae.
Simply
So
Nature Pipa tablets actually has fat. Many people are very surprised about that.
yeah, I personally get my fatty acids from Simply Nature people. Because I seldom eat nuts. I seldom eat those.
That's why Dow Jansen is not nutty.
Okay.
Alright.
So Simply Nature pea bars, you can just incorporate it in your as a supplement just to get your daily omega-3s.
Wow, yes,
Okay.
that's true. And for those of you out there who are like me, I used to be a carnivore. I mean, now I've learned to appreciate vegetables. And before I learned to love vegetables, I used to start my journey to a plant-based whole food journey. It started with Simply Nature Pipa tablets because it was easier. And once you get on the right trend, once you get healthier, it's easier to get even healthier. It's easier to let go of eating so much meat. It's easier to move to a healthy lifestyle. So take baby steps.
Yeah.
As long as you move in the right direction.
Yeah, so it's very important for you to set your goals, okay? But not just set them, work your way towards them, okay?
Yes.
Please realize this, that whatever you do right now, if you are planning to have a family later on, that will influence the
Wow.
life of your kids.
Your generations.
And your
Wow.
grandchildren.
Wow.
Whatever you do right now.
It's worth
okay?
it. It's worth
So, there you go.
There you go.
I hope you learned a lot in this webinar, and I hope to see you on the next webinar again.
All right, and last word of encouragement on my left here, Dr. Jansen is 100% on his whole food plant-based diet. I am 70%. So just to encourage all the viewers out there, we understand where you are, right? So we ourselves are also on this journey, and we're happy to share it with you. Once again, I look forward to seeing, reading and answering your questions in the Q&A coming up right now.
There we have it. When it comes to breast cancer, knowledge is power. So at this point, questions are very much welcome. Just type them down in the comment section below. Kahit Tagalog, okay lang po. But first, I would like a shout out to our viewers, Miss Lily Lu from Malaysia and Miss Edna Alarcon. Webinar is not the same without you. I would also like to greet our new viewers, Miss Joy from Bicol, Visitacion from Pasig, and Janalyn from Taguig. I'm excited for all of us to learn something new tonight. Now, to answer all your questions, in this modern world filled with noise of different health opinions, trust the ones from the experts. May I call on Mr. Shyan Lim and Dr. Jansen Kalalan.
Hi, Doc. Hi, Jen.
Hello everyone. Hello, Jen. Happy to be here. Hello to all our viewers.
Okay, I can see a lot of questions coming up, so let's start the live AMA or Ask Me Anything portion. First question coming from Miss Candice Ibanez. Question, Doc. My mom died of breast cancer last year at my 33 years of age. My dad died of bone cancer when I was 3 years old. My both side of parents are usually cancer, so I'm high risk for cancer too. How can I prevent it? Should I take mammogram?
I would have to know what your age is right now. Yeah. Because apparently, no, you the both sides of your family have cancer. So most likely you will develop cancer as well. Now, for patients who have a very strong family history of cancer, you would have to get tested at least 10 years early than when your mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. So um, we would need to know that as well. So say for example, your mom was diagnosed with breast cancer at age 50. So you would have to get tested by 40 years of age. So this is also true if your mom, say for example, another example, no, your mom got diagnosed with breast cancer at age 45, then you would have to get treated by age 35. Now, this rule will not be followed if you are diagnosed with BRCA1 and BRCA2 gene mutations. Because if you do have such gene mutations, then you would have to get screened by age 25.
Yeah, Doc, and also, Doc, maybe some advice also on in terms of genes can actually be activated and deactivated. So this is a topic of epigenetics. So this is a field where even metabolic syndromes like diabetes, high blood cholesterol, these are genes that we can inherit, but they don't necessarily come naturally switched on. So you can actually switch on and off the genes you were born with. And that is largely due to lifestyle. It can also be due to trauma. So for example, those who survived 911 and were pregnant, their children that were born were actually prone to depression. So even trauma can trigger genes. So Doc, for those who have very strong family history of cancer in their family, what are some of the dietary advice you can give them so that they can avoid switching on the cancer genes?
Yeah. The most effective dietary pattern that you can follow to prevent cancer is a strict plant-based diet. Okay, that is the only diet that has been proven to lower down or decrease the risk of developing cancer, not just breast cancer, no, for all other cancers as well. And when you are on a whole food plant-based diet, make sure that you are not mixing any animal-based products, animal food products at that. Okay.
Ayan.
Yeah, I
Okay.
want to just add to that, I honestly know it's very difficult. So there are people who I've met that actually stay on a plant-based diet because they were cancer survivors. I remember there was one doc who heads a cancer society. She was almost cancer-free, then she ate some chicken inasal, and then the cancer came back, and she was very clear that it was because of the meat intake. But I just want to, I'm not here to contradict Dr. Jansen, but I'm here to give you a starting tip or hope. If you can cut your meat intake to just down less than 20% of whatever you're eating every day, like a normal plate, less than 20% is meat, you're off on a good start. And then from there, move on to a complete plant-based diet. Now, I just want to ask, for example, if a person is pretty much plant-based diet, and they're pretty good at it. If one day they went to grandma's birthday celebration and they just ate like a bit of lechon, it's not gonna, that won't kill them, right? They don't have to feel so guilty about that, right? Dog, you're muted. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh.
That one time that you ate meat, or you indulged yourself, that won't harm you. Okay, that's fine. What is more dangerous is if you are eating every day, every single meal you're eating foods that are carcinogenic. That is what is harmful.
Okay, so for those who are born with genes, cancer genes, you need to take extra care to not switch it on. So you can actually live your whole life without the cancer genes being switched on. Yeah. Next question,
You
Jay.
can eat the most healthiest part of lechon. which is
Is
the
that a
apple
healthy
at the end of the month.
yeah, the apple that they put at the lechon, right? That's a fruit.
Okay, moving on to the next question from Miss Bev Carrido Matiliano. Good evening po. I am diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. I started my chemotherapy last Tuesday. Can I take PPARs?
Yes, absolutely. You can take PPARs, but I would have to know the kind of chemotherapy that you're on so that I can prescribe PPARs better. Okay? Please message us to schedule for a consult, or probably one of our staff, one of our HCS can reach out to you to schedule one. Okay?
And I would like to add that you not only whether you can, but you should. All right. Number one, chemotherapy is effective, especially for breast cancer. However, it does damage the rest of your body, and this has a big impact on recurrence. A big impact on recurrence. You know, there's just a sad case that there was a cancer patient that was close to both Dr. Jansen and I in terms of she was actually in late fourth stage, was able to reverse everything. She went for chemotherapy, but you know what? She just stopped her PPARS protocol early, all right, and then she had a third recurrence. So this is something, and we didn't know because she was doing so well. She was doing so well. We just, it slipped our mind because she passed the critical stage. Everything was doing so well, and there was some financial challenge. You know, cancer is definitely a illness that drains the pocket. So she was also, she was shy. She didn't update us. And then by the time we found out and wanted to help her with it, it was a little too late already. So I want to just share with everyone, when it comes to cancer, do everything that you can, you know, live a healthy lifestyle, take PPARs, see your onco, go for your treatments, walk, do exercise, don't just stay at home and rest, you know. All this is all important. And we have so many patients who are so successful and are doing well.
Yes, and for those of you who wish to have a consult with Dr. Jansen Kalalan, the link to schedule an appointment is in the description and comment section below. Our pretty healthcare specialist vet will reach out to you shortly. Next question from Miss Claire Ong. Can taking sugary food cause cancer?
Absolutely not. Okay. Even if you eat lots of sugary foods, that will not cause cancer. Okay. Sugary foods will only increase your risk of developing cancer, but not cause it. Okay. That is a term. I hope you don't get confused. No, causation is different from increasing your risk or correlation. Okay. Causation is different from correlation. Okay. So say for example, when you're exposed to radiation, say for example, radioactive material, or you ate some chemical, no, that causes cancer, definitely you will eventually acquire cancer. But this one is different. Sugary foods will only increase your risk. So how does it increase risk? When you eat sugary foods, you increase your risk of developing other lifestyle diseases that leads to cancer. So one of them is being obese, being overweight. Okay, being obese and overweight substantially increases your risk of developing cancer. Okay, another one is diabetes. Okay, if you eat too much sugary foods, excess sugar will turn into fat. Okay, once you have excessive fat, what will happen? Okay, you'll have your insulin function will go down. You will develop insulin resistance. If you develop insulin resistance, then your pancreas will try to produce more insulin. And with the elevation of insulin, with the insulin spikes, that is the one that makes tumors grow. Okay? So that is how sugary foods is linked to acquiring cancer. Okay?
Mhm.
But remember, it does not cause cancer. Okay?
So, but yeah, how there's another question someone asked before, Doc. If I have cancer, should I avoid eating sugary foods?
Okay. That's also a very good question. And my take on that is yes, you should avoid eating sugary foods. Now, sugary foods, what will be those foods? Those will be processed carbohydrates. What are these? These would be your pastries, your breads, your candies, your sweetened beverages like your soda, iced tea, etc. Okay, even refined grains, no, like your white rice. The reason being is that the fiber content of these foods is already very low, and with because the fiber content is low, it's very easy for our body to absorb the sugar from the food itself, no. So if the body is easily absorbs the sugar, then your blood sugar will spike up. And how does the body lowers your blood sugar? It's through insulin. So with the very high elevation of blood sugar, your body will produce a likewise very high amount of insulin, okay, to lower down the blood sugar. Okay, so that is how. And of course, no, cancer cells also feed on glucose or feed on sugar. However, don't for this reason, don't shy away from eating carbohydrates because you need carbohydrates because that is the main fuel of our body. If you don't eat carbohydrates, you'll die. Okay? So you still need them. However, what you need to eat would be complex carbohydrates like your fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. Okay? Foods that are natural, whole foods, foods that are unrefined, unprocessed. Okay?
A related question from Miss Marivic Alejo. Hello, how about the fish fat? Is good or what kind of fish have good fat?
Okay. Yeah, even fish, okay? For fish, I tend to advise my patients to still avoid consuming fish if you have cancer because animal protein in general can make tumors grow. Okay? We don't know about fish, but there are some studies that have mixed results. Some studies say that fish consumption doesn't have that effect on cancer progression. However, there are studies which shows the relationship between consuming fish products and cancer worsening. So my take on that is since the literature, the medical literature is divided on that, okay, my advice would be for the patient is to shy away or to limit fish intake because what if it caused your or it led to your cancer worsening? Okay, we don't know that. So my advice on that is to avoid fish consumption. Also, another factor there is the heavy metals that the fish acquire while living. Of course, with the heavy metals, when we kill the fish, we also consume the heavy metals inside our body. Okay, that causes a whole other spectrum of problems. Okay, now when it comes to fish fat is animal fat. If you consume fish fat, that would be the same as consuming like pork fat. Okay, that elevates your cholesterol. That also increases your triglycerides. Okay, so actually, there was one study done here in the Philippines, no, and these population are mainly island dwellers. So if you're living on an island, a small island at that, what would be your main what would be your staple food staple, no? That would be seafood. And they found that these people have high cholesterol levels. Okay, so be careful of fish consumption. Okay. Yeah.
I think many viewers ask this question because I think they're probably thinking about taking supplements like cod liver oil, and these have healthy omega-3 and 6s, right? So for persons, if you're asking the question whether fish fat is good or not, then let me share with you. Omega-3 and 6s in the right combination are great. Yes, they can be found in supplements like cod liver oil, right? So that's fish fat, fish oil. However, you can get a better source of omega-3 and 6s. You can get them from microalgae, chlorella, spirulina, or the best one is Simply Nature pea powder tablets. You can get them. So what I'm just saying is, I know what you want. You want the benefit. You don't have to take it from fish fats, right? You can actually get it from Simply Nature pea powder tablets. So, and that is actually better for you, and it's anti-cancer as well. One thing I also want to highlight is that now with our pollution, oceans are polluted. There are certain toxins that are actually fat soluble, and this has caused me to pause because after coming to Philippines, I've learned to love to eat bangus belly. You know, the milkfish belly, that strip there, very tasty. It's the fat of the milkfish. However, every time I'm eating that, while I'm enjoying that, I get a bit nervous because I know certain toxins are fat soluble, which means that all these toxic material is concentrated in that little strip in the whole fish. It accumulates in that one part, right? It's not like it's spread out like beef, Kobe beef, the fat is all over the beef. So maybe the toxins are also spread all over the beef. But in the fish, it's just that one layer, right? The bangus fat. And that's where all the toxins that are fat soluble are probably stored. So that's also another concern. So I've stopped eating that so much. Once in a while, I still do it, but yeah. So food for thought, right? So don't just go and eat fish fat.
Okay, sir. Next question coming from Miss Delia. Can I use PPARs? I am now taking Ibrance as I am a metastatic breast cancer patient.
Yes, you can take PPARs. However, I would have to assess you properly so I would know what kind of product would be more appropriate for you. Okay, so my advice is please set an appointment with me so we can have a discussion about PPARs. Okay.
Okay, next question from Miss Kabobot. How about radiation therapy? Is it more helpful than chemo?
Uh, the the role of radiation therapy is different with versus chemotherapy. At that, chemotherapy is a treatment to kill the other circulating cancer cells around your body that were not that was not detected by the imaging, the scans, no, or was not removed by surgery. Radiation therapy is a more localized treatment, so it only attacks the part of your body which was exposed, no, usually the tumor. So radiation therapy has a different benefit compared to chemotherapy. However, there are certain parts of the body where it is not sensitive to radiation. There are also tumors that are not sensitive to radiation. That's why we use chemotherapy to radiosensitize them, okay, to make the tumor more sensitive to radiation. Okay, so we do that. There are also other modalities that we can use to make the tumor more sensitive to these two treatment modalities. Okay. Now, would radiation therapy be more effective? It depends as well on what stage you are. Okay, because at a more advanced stage, radiation therapy's benefits usually go down. Okay, let's say for example stage 4. It's useless for the patient to undergo radiation therapy already at this stage. If ever the patient will undergo radiation therapy, it would be for palliative reasons only. Okay, at a very advanced stage. Okay.
Thank you, Doc. Next question from Miss Marivic Alejo. Hello, my sister died for ovarian cancer, but both parents no cancer. The lifestyle may be big cost, and how about melatonin? Because my sister have more melasma in her face, but she work in office, not under the sun. So what's really the question in there?
Wait, let me try to understand the question. Give me a minute.
Ah,
Yeah, go ahead, Doc.
How about melatonin? Okay, the melatonin is a hormone secreted by the brain to make us fall asleep. Uh, yeah, I don't understand the question.
okay,
Is
please reach out to our client service officers to clarify your question, Ma'am Marivic. Okay, let's move on to question of Joy Elegado. Doc, cancer patients should avoid sugar. Some fruits are rich in fructose like banana, mango, etc. Should it be avoided by cancer survivors?
Oh, wait,
no,
Doc. This is a very good question because I have met natural integrative doctors or naturopathic doctors who actually advise patients not to eat fruits. And can you comment on that? Can you comment on that?
okay, that's the main thing. This question, okay, yung fruits having fructose, no, that's the main reason why these healthcare professionals advise patients to avoid fruits, which is misguided. As a cancer patient, you should not avoid eating fruits because of this. Because fructose, yes, these fruits have fructose. However, when it goes inside our body, the fruit, the effect of fructose incorporated inside the fruit, no, the whole fruit, the whole food, is not the same as when you isolate fructose from the fruit itself. It's different, okay? What you should avoid would be high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is processed already. Where did they get the high fructose corn syrup? It's from the corn. Okay? But of course, no, it's fine to eat corn, although it has fructose. But again, the effect of fructose that is found inside intact fruits and vegetables is different from the fructose. Okay? The effect of the fructose when it is isolated from those foods. Okay? Number one difference, high fructose corn syrup does not have fiber. It's plainly sugar. Okay? It's different from the real foods, the real fruits and vegetables, because the real fruits and vegetables, the natural ones, have fiber, they have antioxidants, they have phytonutrients, they have other benefits. Okay? So that's why earlier, no, in the lecture, I was advocating, I was telling you that it is fine to eat fruits, okay, because it is in its natural form.
You know,
Okay.
in fact, it is advisable for patients to eat fruits. All right. Of course, not fruits like durian, where it's very heaty and things like that. But I think fruits like bananas, right? These are really wonderful. If you have throat cancer, strawberries are actually good for you. Berries are very high in antioxidants, like blueberries, right? So all these are very good for you. One thing to remember is we are very, very specific. It's good to eat fruits. It's not good to drink fruit juice, okay? Because 1 cup of fruit juice is like 6 servings of blueberry. So in one shot, you really are taking too much sugar. Okay, but if you eat an apple, how many of you realize, right? If you want to make apple juice, you probably need three apples to make 1 glass. How many of you realize when you eat half an apple, you're quite full already? And if you finish 1 whole apple, that's like a meal. It's seldom will you eat 3 apples, right? So can you imagine your stomach automatically tells you it's enough, 1 apple is enough. But when you drink a fruit juice, you're eating 3 apples. So don't do that, okay? So eat fruits. Bananas are great for you. Apples, strawberries, blueberries, especially the berries are very high in antioxidants. Just eat it whole, okay? You will be eating the right amount. Don't worry about the sugar. And like Dr. Jansen said, a lot of fiber, right?
Yes, thank you, Doc. Thank you, Sir Shan. We're almost at the end of the webinar. This will be our last question for tonight, coming from Joy Elegado still. What is the test to take to know if cancer is in our genes?
Wow, that's a very good question. Okay. Actually, we just had a conversation, a very fruitful meeting with our friends from Gene Solutions. Nowadays, we already have what we call as liquid biopsy. With liquid biopsy, they just need 10 ml of your blood and they would know what kind of genes you have that would make you prone to develop cancer later on. So they have this surveys wherein they will know they will know whether or not you have the genes for the five cancers. So breast cancer, prostate, colorectal, lung. I forgot the other one. Okay, but those are the at least the 5 most common cancers that we have nowadays. Okay. Also, they can find out if once they get your blood node, analyze your genes, they can find out what kind of cancer you have, what subtype. So say for example, no, for breast cancer. For breast cancer patients, we do a biopsy. Then the biopsy, the sample, the pathologist would have to process it to know what kind of breast cancer you have. Are you ERPR positive, negative, triple positive, or HER2 positive or negative? Okay, so these things, no? With liquid biopsy, they would immediately know which one you are. So it's like skipping a step. And they don't have to do the biopsy. Just with your blood, they will know. And what is amazing with that is they will know what kind of treatment would be effective for the tumor that you have. So imagine that, right? So it's not just, for prevention, by knowing which genes, what kind of genes you have, that will make you more prone to develop what kind of cancer. They would also know which subtype of cancer you will have, what treatment would be effective for you, and on top of that, they will also know, once you get treated, of course, you are already on remission. We will need to monitor you for surveillance. Okay, they will also know if the cancer returned just from your blood. Imagine that.
So this is why programs like ours is really good. So I think we are trying to work it out that our next face-to-face program next year, we might invite someone on our panelists to be from Gene Solutions that will talk about diagnostics and how you can use that for those who are trying to make sure that they don't get cancer, and for those who are undergoing cancer treatment, how that could work. I see one question I would like to answer, because I think this person is reaching out, looking for hope. So this is from Ms. Charmaine Jane Chua. You asked the question, will people shrink brain tumor without chemo? And I believe you added that your onco said that chemo won't work anymore and radiotherapy is being done together with PPAR's powder. Okay, I want to answer you because it's probably late stage cancer. Yes, it is possible for PPARs to. No, I guess the answer is, will PPAR help shrink brain tumor? The answer is yes. Okay, the answer is yes, because PPARs will activate quite a few pathways in your system, and all these helps to inhibit. That means to reduce or stop or make it difficult for brain tumors to grow. Now, will taking PPAR's powder alone cause all your brain tumors to disappear? That is really on an individual basis. Do we have patients who have that? Yes. In fact, one of the ones that stick in my mind was a patient who had six tumors in the brain. And because of six, they couldn't operate on it. So taking PPAR, I think it was 1 month, which is why it sticks in my brain. It's quite a very surprising results. In 1 month, she went back, all six tumors were gone. So again, how PPAR works is that it works on your own immune system, and then your immune system will then tackle the brain tumor. So will it help? The answer is definitely yes. Now, how far and how much results you will see, it will depend on patient to patient. So if you also manage it with other protocols, for example, your lifestyle, also mental stress and all that, and you go for whatever therapy your onco is recommending you, then I think you will be in good position. Now, I would also advise you to also, if you're going to go on this, have a consult with Dr. Jansen so that he can discuss with you what therapies you've gone, what therapies are available. That it's not just PPARs. There are many other protocols that are available, but PPARs is really the one that you can take immediately today, and then it will help you. And then it will give your body strength, allow you to recover, give you more time for you to explore other things to help you as well. Okay, but what you want to do for every cancer patient is to start on your treatment today, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. So you can safely do that with PPARs. That is your first step. And then on top of that, don't just stop at PPARs. Continue to look for other protocols and options that will increase your chance of beating cancer. Yeah, I saw that, Jen. Sorry, I thought that if we could give Miss Charmaine at least an answer.
It's okay. Thank you, Sir Shyan. And speaking of the October 14 Navigating the Cancer Journey event, let's watch this quick recap.
Improve prevention is not waiting for bad things to happen. It's preventing things from happening in the first place.
Marami po akong natutunan dito sa seminar na ito.
I would recommend it to people who have illnesses, even cancer, and even you consider as critical illness.
Okay? So imagine this, you have roots, you have the tree. The risk factors are the roots. You have a rotten fruit, that's what the cancer is. The one that's feeding the tree or the rotten fruit is the root. So I have to address the root.
It's a group of health professionals passionate about educating and helping people live the best, most fulfilling life possible. And that's our wish for everyone.
We're always with you from start to healing!
I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. And I can still see a lot of questions coming in, but don't worry, we will answer each of your questions next webinar or via direct message. Just before we say goodbye, kindly give our viewers our parting words for tonight. And I can Shyan.
Okay, my last words are to reach out again to Miss Charmaine because she mentioned it's a 3-year-old son. So for Miss Charmaine, I just want to encourage you. The host that we have, Sheila, when I met Sheila, it was her 4-year-old son. And today, Dominic is still well and in school and doing very well in school. So we are hopeful for your son as well. Now, it's your second jar, which means I assume your next scan or diagnosis is probably soon. All right. So let's keep that in prayer and believe for improvement, at least the tumor not growing anymore. And when you have the results, please inform one of our CSOs. What's the result, all right? So that we can celebrate with you. And if there are any concerns, any adjustments that need to be made, we can also help you. So remember, as Jen will end tonight, we're always with you from start to healing. So it's not just about you bought the product and that's it. No, we are really sincere in being there with you and your son. And we're always available for you to ask questions. And we can also reach out to see in what way among our resources and any new information that can increase your son's success. But I believe that he, like Dominic, will be fine, and we will see a picture of him celebrating his birthday in school soon.
Thank you, Sir Shando.
Cancer is a very difficult to disease. It's a very difficult disease to have. It's very challenging, especially in recovering from it. This is more. It's gonna be more difficult, especially if you find yourself in a situation wherein, damn you do, damn you don't. Okay, if you do this treatment, it harms your body. If you don't, you die. Okay, it's a really very difficult disease to have. However, even if we know that this disease is this way, we will always find something to treat you. Okay, there will always be something that we can do for your body. Probably, if you're in a situation wherein the cancer is too advanced already, probably not to eliminate the cancer, but at least make your quality of life a little bit better. Okay, so that you can enjoy whatever time you have left with your family and friends, so that it would be worth it. Okay, so never lose hope. So that would be my final message for all of you tonight.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Sir Shyan. We hope to see you all in our future webinars to come. Same day, same time, every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Next week, November 2, we are going to have a special patient case presentation about how cancer tumors shrank down with PPAR's extracts. And we also have some important announcements. I know we're all here to invest in our health, so let us help prepare your tummy for the upcoming holiday reunions and food explorations. Today is the last day of our 3 days promo celebrating our 11th anniversary. So get a free Cleansing Plus sachets for every purchase everywhere, whether via direct from our BGC Taguig office or via our official online store in Shopee and Lazada Mall. But don't worry, after that, you can still avail of our Kickstart or Power Pack for detoxification and immune system boosting through complete nutrition. So do not wait for the holiday rush to get the best gift of health. The management has approved a buy 10, get 1 free as advanced Merry Christmas. Also, please be informed that our official website, www.simplynature.asia, will be undergoing a scheduled maintenance over the weekend, starting October 27, Friday. And lastly, in observance of Philippine Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections and our deep cultural traditions, our office will be closed for the holiday period, so please take note of the specific dates and stock up now so you won't miss your PPAR's dosage. Thank you once again for watching Simply Nature webinar powered by SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group. Because your curiosity about your health condition and your victory over cancer and metabolic diseases is what keeps us going. Because here in Simply Nature, we are always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everyone. Good night, and God bless you all.